today we're at Halle. So we're tirados. So I apologize that I'm not G'd up from the feet up, and my back is killing me. I threw my back out. Um, I threw my back out, I think on Tuesday, and it hasn't gotten better. I went to a chiropractor, cracked my back, everything feels all right, just feels swollen. And then to top it off, I went to sleep with the ice pad on my back, and it freaking burned my skin. I was tired, you know, we don't stop. And so it got a little puffy, but it's feeling all right. You know, just got to be more careful. Getting older sucks because of the body can't take as much as it used to when you were younger. I apologize that I'm not G'd up today, so dispensa. Thank you guys. Today we're at my shop. I know you guys are used to seeing it at my studio or my house at the Cantona. So today I'm at the shop, you know. Oh, what's up, Denise? Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, do me that favor, like, share, subscribe, and double tap that screen on that TikTok. Today I'm not live on Facebook, just TikTok and YouTube, you know. So just want to say you to everybody and just spit a little game, you know. Be careful out there, you know. Today I'm in my office, homie. My office is kind of sick, you know. It's funny how people say that, oh, locked on welfare or Section 8. Man, I'm in the freaking business, dog. And I think they're gonna paint the walls today or tomorrow, and they taped everything off so they have all the plastic up. But I'm in my office today, papas, homie. I'm on the freaking business, homie. I got crap to do here, you know. And thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, do me that favor, like, share, and subscribe. But let's go for a little walk. What do you think? Man, the warehouse is a freaking mess. So today, it's all cleaning up, reorganize everything. It's a whole freaking mess. We've just been cutting away. And today, we're going to organize everything. So my kids are here, and you know, well, Daniel's the one that rides the machine. So today is nothing but fixing up, and tomorrow we go hit the shows. We load up the van. We hit the shows tomorrow and Sunday. Good morning, Anthony. How you doing? Happy Friday. I'm doing all right. My back's killing me a little bit. I threw it out on Tuesday, so trying to survive. But we're right here in my office, homie. Check it out, my office. Vámonos. Bam. I owns a freaking business, dog. What's up with that, homie? Who would think that? This about to own a freaking business, from the calles to the freaking courthouse, juvenile halls. Screw why? Hey, I went straight to prison, homie. County, then prison, you know? And just did a gang of years and shoe turned, all that bull crap, and now I'm out, homie. I've been out for a while, for a long while. I'm good, you know? But let's go take a little cruise, homie. Hey, dispensa, if the warehouse is all trash, so excuse the mess. We're on it today, so let's go for a little walk, huh? All right, and dispensa that I'm not G'd up today. All right, let's go. Oh, man. Let me try to fix this. Dispensa. All right, let me do this for YouTube, because YouTube is going to give me a hard time. There you go. All right, YouTube. Is that better? All right, that's better, YouTube. All right. There you go. All right, what else? Let's go with this one now. It sucks having all these phones, you know? All right, let's go. All right, let's go. Dispensa. Let me fix this one more. There you go. All right. This is my office right here. Bam. Freaking stay solo up in here, homie. That's my other waterfall. I haven't installed it yet. My Tintan. About the oldie Chevrolet on here. That's my office, dog. It's my fucking, what do you mean Section 8 cabrones? Hell nah, homie. I hustle mine. Look at Donny Hathaway. One of my favorite singers. But this was my favorite one right here. This guy right here. This guy has to be my favorite singer right there. Teddy Pendergrass. And, of course, Huggy Boy. Willie Colon. What you guys know about Willie Colon? I got the Escorts. Those are righteous albums, homie. Righteous albums. Look at that. Bongo Santa Maria. Of course, Earth, Wind, and Fire. And this one right here. Oh, man. Pillow Talk by Sylvia. The Suit. Show the cherry truck. I don't have it, dog. I don't have it here. It's at my pad. I got the van. I got the paddy wagon. This is a freaking paddy wagon right here, homie. Straight Holly van right there, dog. Look, I told you guys that they're gonna paint right here. Is that Tintan? Yeah, it is, homie. And my waterfall, custom made for me, for my office. That's it, come. What do you mean Section 8 got on it? Ain't no freaking Section 8 here, homie. It's a trip because they be putting comments, welfarino, vato on welfare, at Section 8. Shh. Make more fader than them, I bet you, dog. My son. I have my office right here. My homeboys, my familia, of course my daughter. Look at my daughter. All full of mud. Shrek de Tijuana. My son's sponsors, the Mongols. My daughter. Check that one out. That one was the protest of the kids on the cages. My wife and me. Bella. Daniel. My kids. Look at the Pachuco one. Look at that. That's... We've been together, homies. Look at that. Knitted together. And of course, Norwalk One Ways. Alright. I just got this one right here not too long ago by Alex. Custom made. It's my office, homie. What's up, dog? What's up, homie? You want your little agüita? Your of course, your Coke. Diet Coke, and then your margaritas, whatever. If they want them, they're there. I don't give it to them. Alright. Let's go check this mess out. Excuse the mess, all right? What's up, fool? It's a mess today. So, this is what we do. Right here, we're going to clear all this out right here. And then we're going to put a studio back here for recording, for filming, really. So, it's a big freaking mess back here. They're fixing everything up. Got the fans ready. Look at the whole desmadre. Where's Midget at? Where you at, fool? All right. Thank you, Papa. That's what we do. We cut all the metals. Here you go. P-Town. La Puente. Walnut. P-Town, Pomona. Bowling Parque. City of Industry. Oh, that one's tight, Pop. You guys redid that one?
Yeah.
Verdugo, Garden Grove. So all these get all polished up. I cut them up and Corona 562. Cut them up and they come out all shiny. Do we got a sample out here? It's a mess right here. Look at this.
Yeah, this side.
Where at? Oh. There you go. Ambra. They come out real shiny. Then we bag them up and ship them out. We got to pop them out. That's the wagon. Of course, we got to display it. That's how they come out. Look at that. I told you they're gonna block all that off. They're gonna paint it. My son sponsors for the boxing, and this is what we do. The whole holiday. It's a mess in here today. Chrome, we have Chrome there ready to pick up. So what's up, Pop? Is it a mess?
Yeah.
It's a freaking mess, huh?
Yeah.
So what's up? This is your shop food? Well, you better get to cleaning up, ese.
I know, I've just been on the
You've been working, huh?
yeah, so I haven't had time.
That's right, Paul. So this is what we do, you guys. We cut and we chrome and do the whole desmadre. You all right, midget? All right. Let the kids go and do what they need to do. All right. Let's do this. All right, one more. All right. Let's do this and let's do this. Man, it's a mess, huh? Freaking big old mess back there. But we'll get to it today. Probably take a few days to clean up, but Pachuco style, that's right. ¿Qué onda, homitos? Hey, that was a mess, huh? But that's our business. We're always grinding. We're always pushing. You can't give up in this American dream, you know? You like the waterfall? Looks sick, huh? Yeah, that's my what's happening, Anthony Bravo? Oh, just gave a little tour of my little office in the warehouse, you know. But thank you guys for always tuning in, man. Yeah, it looks all right, huh? It's pretty feed, man. It's just, you know, it came with trial and error, man. It's a mother sucker. If you own a business, oh man, homie, it's hard, homies. The War album collection, Vato Loco. Yeah, dog. I mean, I could have War. I think I probably have room for like 1, 2, 3 more spaces. I'll probably get it, dog. These are real albums, homie. Original albums, dog. You know? And they were expensive, dog. So what I did is I put the freaking cover on it, put a plastic over it, and put the glass and the cover over it, dog. So they're original albums. They're freaking expensive. You know, I got them from collectors. And they're like, what do you want it for? Oh, you're a collector. I said, shot it ones I want it for arte in my wall. And they're like, what do you, oh, to hang them up in the wall. I'm like, yeah, for my office. Oh, your office? I'm like, Simone, dog, in the office. They're like, I never heard of that, but I've heard of people putting them up on their walls and all that, but not in the office. And I showed him a video where I was gonna put it at. He goes, damn, they're gonna look sick, you know? Do you water jet or laser cut? We laser cut, homie. It's freaking expensive, dog. You know, it's a lot of feria, dog. You know, when I got into this, I was like, man, you know what, vida loca. I mean, we were farming off the work. It was too damn expensive, dog. After a while, it accumulates. So the actual bill, it's about $14,000 a month, dog, with everything put together. Just the business between 11 to 14,000 a month, you know. So that's a lot of feria, but either it makes me or breaks me, homie. Scared man never wins, homie, you know. Scared money make no money. So that's what I did. And then all this jale I got from Facebook Market, dog. I just kept on logging in, and I started getting everything on special, dog. Like this chair, brand new chair, the desk. The desk is almost brand new, everything, dog. And then the little rollers that you sit out, you know. Everything was for $100, dog. I took all that, dog. The couches, they were $499 brand new, and I got those, ripped them up out of the plastic. The waterfall, I got it for like $80 in Mexico. Like, hell yeah, they custom made it for me. The picture frame, so I got the pictures. I got the pictures. Some vato owed me money. The deal didn't go through, so I just went down there and said, bro, look, check it out, Holmes. Why don't you just print me up all these posters? And he did. He printed me up like 5 posters, big ones. And then I just had my neighbor I painted all the wood, and he came, he cut the wood, and he stapled them against the wall. So all these picture frames, they don't come off. They're on the wall. But I have, I made my office as nice as I could, represent our raza, you know. It, what up, dude? I'm Peckerwood from Howdy. I'm pimping ain't easy. Love my '65 Chevy Bounding. All right, cool. Simone Ray, yeah, hey man, you know what? If we could assist in anything, if you need the Mexican blankets or some metal on it, dog, just let me know, Holmes. You know what I mean? Chicano ain't a race, it's a way of life, Holmes. Simone, it is true, dog. It's a way of life, homie. That's us. We represent to the fullest. Yeah, I'm in my office, carnal. I'm in my office, yeah. It's a female little office, dog. Watch out. Look at my Chevy sign. My sticker down there. Man, when vatos walk in here, they trip out, dog. Of course, I gotta have AC/DC in the doors. That's mandatory, dog. And then my Rockin Chicano. And my Pancho Villa. Look at my Pancho Villa. Looking sick, bro. Looks all right, huh? Today, dispensa, I'm not dressed up. I apologize, you guys. I've been just when I come to Halle, I'm running around. I ain't all G'd up. You know what I mean? I'm G'd up through the night wherever I go, would come live or whatever. So I apologize. I'm not G'd up. I'm usually, you know what I mean, looking fly. But that's the office, homie. You know what I mean? And it took me a long time. Took me years, homie, but when the people walk in, they're like, damn, fool, this office looks awesome. Oh, dog. It's the first one, homie. I wanted to really represent our cultura, dog. Somos solos, dog. I don't bump corridos. That's all you hear now with everybody. Corridos or banda music and all that. That's fine, dog. That's firme. That's got nothing against it. Those are our people too. Different strokes for different folks. But solo, homie. LA Rays, black music, lowriders, pachucos, that's us, dog, you know? Bump the oldies, bump the funk, bump some reggae, straight from the calles that, you know what I mean? We just started separating ourselves from our way of life of being Mexicanos, just like this, and Guarachudos. We just started doing our own thing. That's what a Chicano's all about, homes, you know what I mean? Be rebellious when you need to be rebellious. Stand up for what is right. Represent your cultura. We ain't accepted in Mexico, and we ain't gonna be accepted here, dog. Bottom freaking truth, dog. You know what I mean? Now that these vatos are all with their botas and all that, of working with the yellow and all that, you know what I mean? They could look in the mirror all they want, dog. They still cafe, homes, you know? They might be two, 3 generations in. That's fine, dog. You know, but still. To the nitty gritty, you still Mexicano, you still sangre runs in through you, you know? It's just sad because the cultura is just 2 different culturas, but that's still a raza, you know? And to me, I'm always gonna represent my office when you walk in, my warehouse, whatever, man. And I got containers, not just that, dog, I got freaking containers, so. You know, maybe one day I'll own a big old warehouse, you know? But, I'm feeding it with it, dog. You know, I'm blessed, homes. You know, do I consider myself a no sabo? I consider myself a no sabo, Chicano, raza, whatever you want, dog. I really don't. I really don't trip on that so much, dog. Like a lot of raza that no sabo kids are standing up for what's taking place. They should be thankful because it's not really the paisas that are going out there and and protesting or doing anything, dog. They can't, you know. I mean, if they could, they kind of remain to themselves, dog. You know. But as for me, I don't give an F, homie. You know, I'm just me, dog. But to the no sabo, I could speak Spanish, homes. But I will always be look different, homes. I go to Mexico. When I go to Mexico, uh, they trip. Hey, Trump is my daddy. Well, if, si te gustan los vatos de Chester's, then that's you, homie. You know, I don't. I used to deal with Chester's, dog. You know what I mean? I'm being honest, dog. I can't stand them, homies, you know? And it never happened to me, dog, so I'm gonna be honest, but I've seen the destruction that they caused other people, family members, and all that. And you know what? I freaking. Ugh. It boils my blood, homie, you know, because kids, I gotta be careful what I say, because then they shut it down. Kids are innocent, dog, you know, and I had a hard life as a kid. You don't know what they go through. So it's your duty as an adult, homes, to put a smile on the kid's face. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, how you been? Hey, they on the homie? You know, and they'll be looking at you kind of crazy. What's up, man? You know what I mean? You see the parents, hey, you guys want a water for the kid or anything, dog? It's your job. Every time I'm in my booth or whatever, or they're in front of the line, homes, what's up, little guy? Hey, man, what's up? How you doing, man? You know? It's your job to put a smile. If they offer you a fake phone and it's pretending that it's ringing, you better answer that mother freaking phone, homie. What's up, man? Ooh, yeah, that's me, homie. You know? Put a smile on their face. That's the least that you can do. And to have some wicked, evil individuals to think pervertedly, to think disgusting, homie, that boils my freaking blood, dog. Oh, homie. You know, those are innocent, dog. But if you think that that's your jefito and you're down with them kind of gente, then that's all you, fool. You know what I mean? That's all you, homie. Keep your distances, feed me, you know? I know that everybody's gonna protest. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. Well, the proof is in the pudding, homie. You know what I mean? Pero no hay pedo. That's you and I don't. I can't stand vatos like that, dog. You know? You might be cool as hell, whatever, but to the nitty gritty, when you harm little niños, homes, that's gacho, dog. The pinta comes out of me. The prison institutional mind comes out of me. I swear. I've seen some things that. How can I say it so they don't shut me down? I'm gonna mix it so you guys could understand it. So hopefully they don't trip on it. Un día cachamos un vato and another vato ripped la ropa, la lisa, todo, y salió el vato. He came out and trying to run, and I can't say it because they trip on me here on Facebook, TikTok, but things happen, homes. I mean, I swear it was a life-changing event for him that he'll never forget it, you know. And you know, those were my days of just dealing with situations that they were their paperwork, you know what I mean? Them being los niños, homes, you know what I mean? Pero boils my freaking blood just thinking about it. But anyways, let's get rid of that crap because we love kids, homie. And I hope you guys love kids too, man. And put a freaking smile on them, homie. Put a smile on them, dog. You know what I mean? Smile at them, wave at them, because it's not their fault that they're born into this world and they got to deal with their issues. We don't know what their issue is, and that's none of our freaking business, but we work with them. Boo. You know what's up, homie? That freaking prison mentality, dog, comes out that, you can't. But anyways, Cubo, saludos, carnal. I hear a lot of raza say we Chicanos ain't accepted in Mexico, at least speaking. Yeah, dog. Well, it's not that we don't get accepted, dog. It's not that we don't get accepted, homie, but they look at you different, homes. They look at you weird, dog. Not weird, but they look at you different. They already know that you eres del norte, eres de allá. You know, I go through it, but you know, biggie. I just, what's up, man? You know what I mean? Go on that. You know what I mean? I start speaking their lingo, and they'll be like, well, at least he has some you know what I mean, some roots down here, which we do, we all do, homie. But in reality, we're not really accepted over there. We're not really accepted here. They trip on us here, dog. You know what I mean? Um, hey, homie, Joe from Canada here. What do you think about Lefty Gunplay getting the Grammy? I think it's great, dog. Uh, Gilbert Puerto Islos, what's up, canalito? I think it's great, homie. Hopefully he continues. I just didn't like the fact that he was getting all locotes and getting caught up. Like the opportunities were there, and you want to blow them up, homie. You know, you want to mess it up. But I'm happy. I'm glad that. And I'm gonna be honest, dog. I don't care if it would have been a vato from up north, a norteño, which it was irrelevant to me because he's still raza trying to put it down, homes. You know. But as for Lefty Gunplay, he has to think universal because look, Holmes, to me, I'm universal within our own cultura. Really, I mean, we'll get some gabachos in here, some Africanos, which is firme morenos, which is cool. But that's not who I really target. And they like to follow me for what I speak and how I speak in the old school ways. But I target the raza. Now the raza is a big population, homie. We're a big old freaking bean, homie. Big old burrito, a gang of beans in it, dog. So that's kind of cool. I'm able to survive, but with him, he's only limited from the north and the south, which I wish he could expand his territory, his mentality of rapping. That way he could go and get everybody, dog. You know. It's Speedman. Whether he was the Vato one and he was from up north, down south, and he was still raza, I still gotta give him his props because hey, the first rapero like that in our cultura, hey, much power to him. But I hope there's more to come, homie, and I hope he gets it together and he doesn't goof it off and go back to getting caught with the fusca, dope, or whatever. That's the last thing he needs, homie. He's hitting everyone outside of Cali. Yes, he is, dog. He is. But you have to remember there's groups all over the place. So best bet is to be accepted where you could go, dog. You know, with no issues. There you go. Go where there's no issues. You know, be accepted and open ground for him. You know, and hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. Like there was an issue, a report with the guy from up north coming down playing handball right here in Venice and all that. You know, they've asked me that question. I can't speak politically. I don't speak on those matters. But to the nitty gritty, we are raza, home. You know, as long as you ain't tripping and you know bang, then you're gonna have to deal with those issues. If he was banging, I wouldn't have dealt with it anyways. I really don't care. I don't play that no more. I don't. I'm good. I'm straight. You know what I mean? Now disrespect my family. That's a different story. You know. Or I see somebody. You know what I mean? You wanna take flight and he's with this familia and hey Holmes, come on, dog. You know what I mean? I'll speak so much that I can on these issues. I don't speak on it between the north and south. I don't speak on those issues. All I can say is that he's still raza. And when I go up there, they treat me with respect. But I go up there with respect, homie. And I hope one day, Holmes, that we could all get along and make it feed me, you know, and I would like to see that, dog, you know, and I know when people would disagree and all that, but you know what, big dog, I think it's time, you know. There's been a lot of holly, and you know, sometimes, you know, enough is enough, Holmes, you know, and we just gotta grow up, you know, and I hope it happens, you know, and I ain't no one in position to speak on those matters, but I am in position to say that hopefully we could see that day happen one day, Holmes, without no issues, dog. And that's the truth, dog. I'm just speaking on the brown skin, Holmes. That's it, dog. You know, I'm not here to speak up for any barrios or anything like that. I don't, dog. They just keep it neutral, cordial, and respectful, and we could ride. People jump on here, scraps, F bus. Hey, Holmes, we don't do that here, dog. We don't. We've already been through so much this mother, dog. That's the freaking truth, dog. We've been through so much freaking bullcrap. System made all the failure, dog, while we were all incarcerated. Dog. That's the honest truth, dog. You think I would allow that here? If you would like to blast your body, go for it, homie. But represent where you're from. I still give love and respects to everybody, dog. You know, and I still got the homies. It's the Cuba. What's up, big dog? Hey, how you been? Oh, we're good, homies. And, you know, I got much love for everybody, whether they're from across town, behind our pad out there on that side, Wine Gardens or wherever. You know, I don't. You grow up, homes, and you realize and you analyze these things like, man, tanto freaking desmadre. We go to the joint, we get along, but then man, F that, dog. And the system made money out of us. Papa's way. Hell no, dog. Why don't we make a business? Why don't we make money out of our cultura and represent out there, dog? And we help out one another, dog. Let us grow, homes. You know? We're much wiser when we get this education of business and mixed in with street life. Oh, homie, you go to another level, fool. You'll go to a freaking another level, homie. You know, and I hope it does. And I wish all the rappers out there the best. You know, thank you, Tia, for the roses. Thank you for the heart and the love. Thank you, guys. Left a dislike for you there, fam. I left a dislike all for you there, fam. All right, homie. Not pedo. What else does it say? Scroll up, carnal. I sent you a message. All right, let me see. I can't see it, dog. My phone for the YouTube is small, but if you could type it up right here on YouTube, I'll see it, dog. Let me see. I can't see it. All right there. I'm proud of you, carnal. Oh, ole, gracias, homie. I see it, dog. Gracias to you. I'm proud of you guys that follow me, homie. Firme Brocha, yeah, I haven't really messed with it, dog, so I gotta hook it up. But, you know, hopefully we could all learn and grow, homes, and we'll make it to the top, dog, you know. And that's all I talk about, for us to grow and make it together, dog, you know. Because if I make it, you make it, we all freaking made it. Our kids made it. There's no time to be bashing on one another. If you have a business or whatever, you know, you know, the only one that hates on us the most is our own people, our own kind, dog. Like, they'll log in, like, oh, it's a pinche cholo, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're too old. Mom, I'm so old. I own a freaking business. I'm running a damn business, dog. I just look like this because of my cultura, the way I grew up, homie, you know? What can I say, you know? John, trim the pink one in the scene. That's handle your business, homie. Handle your business, John. Simon, yes, too old. It is, dog. It is. That whole holly is too old, dog, to be handling that freaking holly like that, dog. But if we could grow up and keep it firme, keep it cordial, respectful, there's no. One day, dog. One day, Holmes. Yeah, noise. One day, dog, things are gonna come to play, dog, and I see it in the near future, dog. And if it does, Holmes, that'll be firme. My office looks firme. The Lord has blessed you, Simon, carnal. It has, homie. It has, dog. The Lord has blessed me, gacho, dog. But I've been putting in work, Holmes. You know, I've been putting in holly, dog. That you know, people ask me, well, what have you done for the raza? You just speak about this? What have you done? I've done a lot in the last 19, 20 years, dog. And I don't pistear, I don't do this. Do I trip? Of course. Am I a sinner? Of course. Do I lust? Of course. Do I cuss? Of course, homie. All of the above, homie. I'm not innocent, dog. I'm guilty también, dog. But we strive for perfection, dog. We try to go for it, dog. We try to be the best that we can. I remember that I always had to attend to the missions of the gangs fighting for a name. Simone, dog. It's true, dog. They try to earn your brownie points and your name, Holmes. You gotta, you know what I mean? Sunshine, guilty is right. Yeah, that's true, Holmes. You know what I mean? That's what can we do, dog? What car you like? A 58 Impala always. We've had two, three. We have three 58 Impalas. But they've been long gone, years ago. I know that you have a giving heart, carnal. Of course, Anthony Bravo. It's always out of the heart that we give and we do, dog. And not to be all freaking chingon or think you're a big headed, think you made it like that. You don't, dog, because in an instant, the Lord will take it from you, dog. You know, and not become like David, Holmes. Don't take your spirit away from my heart. That's all I ask. Don't do that. Please don't do that, Lord. Because you know what? A sinner's a sinner. People who think, they think, Holmes, you know? I'm from Norwalk, bro. I still stay down here, but I go to Northern Cal, dog. I go do all their shows up there. Not all of them, but I do some shows up there, dog. In the heart, stocked on, homie. Woo! All you see is a freaking sea of red, Holmes. Like, damn. Oh man, never seen this before. You know, the first time I went there, like, damn, look at this. Cause down here we don't trip on the colors, dog. You know what I mean? When you're at the Swami, everybody usually wears black. You know, we don't. You know, we try to stay away from all the colors of all the. You know, people wear the LA Dodgers because some of it is speed, man, but most of it is they're casual people that wear it. Hey, fool, I'm gonna follow you. I love your vibe. You just popped up on my feed, but all love from San Jose. What's up, homie? Man, big dog, I got a gang of people from San Jose. Stockton follow me, and you guys are always welcome, homie. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart, homes. For every time I go up there, I give respect, dog. You know, and it's not that I'm from the Sud and all that. That don't come out of my mouth, dog. I don't disrespect no organizations like that, dog. From where you guys are from and from where I was from, I don't do that, dog. I give them their respects and ain't much love and respects, homes. You know, I hop out everybody that I can when it comes down to it or God puts it in front of my face to take care of people, dog. You know, whether you're from a clica, you ain't from a clica, you raza, and I'm gonna try to do the best that I can, dog. Like homeboy said, I have a giving heart. Yeah, homie, because it goes back to not having nothing, carnal. It goes back to parole and skid row with not a freaking penny to my freaking name, dog, you know? It was hard, homie. And I look back at homies that their process of what they had to go through the system and having a rebellious heart. And most of them, dog, they don't have a rebellious heart because they were born with the rebellious heart. They have it because they've been misled, homie. You know, through their lifestyle, their familias, and their surroundings, and they were guided into the missed path that, you know, that's the luck that it landed. That's how the car landed, and they follow. And they follow into those steps and those footsteps where, boom, it snatches you up like a freaking trap, and the system already knows. That's why they got stock bonds on CDC. Snatch you up. I'm already betting on your son. You know that he's gonna fail, that he's gonna come to the joint. What? What are you talking about? My kids, oh hell no. We're gonna fight as much as we can. So I can't hold them against where they're from, homie. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? I can't hold that against them, dog. Cause it's where they from has nothing to do with what's been set up in front of us, dog, for us to fail, homie. I look at you as a brown brother trying to fight, homie, trying to make it to the freaking top, dog. And that's the freaking honest truth. Us and the guy, we hustle, we move, we did whatever we can. Holly, you got a Holly, homie? Are you doing a Holly? The other day, last year, I pulled up in my freaking paddy wagon, you know? And I see my homeboy walking, you know what I mean? And it was late and the Hudas were there. And I said, fool, what are you doing out here, homie? Get torcido, you're gonna get pew pew, homie, come on, jump in, that's it. And I threw him in the car, you know what I mean, the van, and it was real dark, and he sees some youngsters in there. And the first thing that came out of his mouth was like, Ole, what's up, youngsters? What's up, homie? You about to go do hollies or what? What's up? You know what I mean? Like, the mentality was still there, you know? And my kids are like, nah, you know, we don't do that. Like, oh, you guys don't do, all right, I can respect that. So you guys get jumped in the barrio or what's up? You know what I mean? Like, nah, my dad wouldn't let us. Oh, that's your dad? Like, yeah. Oh, hey, Lazy, these are your kids. Like, Simone, dog. Oh, my bad, dispensa. But see how that mentality is still there, Holmes? You know, we grew up like that. We didn't know no better, dog. Like, let's just roll, Holmes, you know? And it's not that I hate where you're from or I hold that against you. No, that's the cultura that we grew up in, homes. So it's our job, our duty that already making it to the freaking top to come back and give a helping hand to the next individual, dog. Because if we don't do that, their kids are gonna be caught up in talking about what's the next holiday. Get tatted up in the face with the fusca and all that. And for what, huh? And we get to the joint, we make no freaking money. At the end of the day, it's for us to come up and make a life and make a living, dog. So it's our job to try to guide the path to individuals that are trying to make it, dog, you know? Trying to see a way out. You know, and the way the system wants us to be is like this, dog. No, don't look at the side. Just keep on going straight. What do you mean don't look at the side? There's opportunity for me. No. We're going to make money out of you when you become incarcerated. Why do you think these yellow raids are happening right now? And I want you guys to really pay attention because that's what happened to us through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, homie. They built like 25 prisons, homie. They had to fill them up, dog. They had to freaking fill them up. In the last 10 years, they've been shutting down all these prisons in California, dog. They've been shutting them down. There's a lot of empty ones. Juvenile halls have been shut down because of the lawmakers, what they're trying to pass for them to be wrongfully accused, incriminated, and try to work with them than to try to just tag them and throw them in there, dog. That's the same thing that's taking place right now. With these juras that you see, the yellows and all that, same damn thing, huh? They ain't gonna care. And it's even worse because they're agents, federal, dog. How do you even go about trying to file a case? You're gonna be a million behind on the list, Holmes. There's gonna be a lot of cases being filed, but they gotta fill them up. And these bots is gonna get paid. They're gonna get paid, and they could care less about your race or their color. I gotta take care of mine. But wait a minute, homie. I thought you were supposed to help out our communities, our barrios. You know what I mean? And that's the way it is. They see the barrios coming up. They see the black gente coming up. Put a freaking railroad station right in between, a highway in between. They start cutting everything down. They start breaking everything down because they don't want the mass crowds getting together and building all this up, dog. You know, we have to be wiser. We have to be smarter, homes. You know what I mean? And so why would I hold that against where you grew up at, where you from, or whatever? That's the least of their minds. And if we could all think that way, homes, ya chingamos, dog. Imagine, we'll be like the 70s again. All the raza coming together to try to take our raza out of Vietnam, homie. Yeah, it's rough, homie. What up, bro? This is Ant Dog from Grapeseed. What's up, canalito? Jordan Downs, what's up? Southside Wise Body Grapeseed. Ole, mucho gusto, carnal. San Fernando Valley, what's up? Checking in. Peace to you, dude. Hey, likewise, homie. You should have Cypress Hill too. Yeah, Cypress Hill. We did a video with him with what's his name? Sick Dog. So, man, I miss all these comments. Dispensa. The state receives a lot of money from each of the prisons. Of course they do, dog. And they go back to the taxpayer, homie. And there's the middleman, which is the system, making all the feria, dog. All the stock bonds. You don't know crap. We send them back to their country of origin. Well, look, big dog. We could go back and forth, but here's the thing, dog. There's a process in their finances, dog. If and indeed you ever done time and you ever been caught up in the system, you know how it works, homes, you know? So it's the same thing here. Why do you think they finance all these freaking the ICE agents and what's taking place, dog? There's money being laundered. There's money being turned, dog. They just don't do it for free, dog, you know? Understand that. There's feria. Why do you think there's a lot of complaints with all them, the agents not having their feria, not making their freaking money, or the quota ain't being made? You know, it's funny because they got to snatch up everybody and gaffle them up to the way that it used to be in the 80s and the 90s, homie. Were you from the 80s and the 90s? Were you caught up in the system? Your brothers, everybody was getting caught up and getting snatched up. Were you part of that era? Then if you were, then you would understand. If not, if you're younger, then I understand. But we were there. We were there that they were passing out double CDC numbers, doc. It was called taking a shower. What are you doing? Taking a shower. Going up, picking up a number, and coming back out. That was the conviction. Get them out. Dry runs. You had your dry runs where the county milked the state milked the feds, homie. There's so much, homie, that when you get busted and you start, man, you know. Tower of Power, yes. Yes, the more money they put in camps, they make more money. Simone, they do, homes, and they milk us. They milk out the taxpayer, homes. So we know what we're speaking about, homes. Dispensa, but do a little study, homes. You know what I mean? And of course, it goes back to the gente. But then again, where were they gonna take them to, dog? If you get gaffled up in that state, why would they take you to another state, homes? You know? And then don't see the judge. It's a lot, homie. Have I ever been a Chino YTS? No, dog. I went straight to the joint, homie. I never did federal time, dog. I did all state time, homie. I did all state time, dog. And yeah, I almost got, they were trying to deport me out of the county jail because the Huda could have never found, you know, they were so scandalous, the system so scandalous, homes, that one time I picked up 2 Grand Theft Autos, dog. And the Ramflas weren't even there. Were they ours? Well, I can't incriminate myself. But here's the thing. When I came out, then the Judas gaffled me up. And like, hey, man, these are your cars. This, and I'm like, nah, shale. And I had a warrant, okay, as a juvenile. So they wouldn't release me when they gaffled me up. They dropped the charges. So after they dropped the charges, they couldn't release me. Yeah, that's right. They couldn't release me because I had a warrant. And that warrant was when I was a juvenile. And they're like, nah, this is from way back. Like, what are you talking about? So they had me from I was 17. 18, I get gaffled up. I'm already in the county. They let me out. This warrant comes out. And they dropped those 2 Grand Theft Autos. But they gave me 2 weeks for the warrant. And the warrant was, I think, for driving without with the suspended license, I think. Or I can't remember, but it was a traffic violation. They gave me 2 weeks. Well, they couldn't find me guilty on the Grand Theft Autos. So you know what the freaking Huda did, doc? He put down Mexico, date of birth, the place of birth. I didn't know that. He just signed everything up, and then after that, I go to the county. I beat the case. I go to the county. Did 2 weeks. I'm about to get out, and the freaking INS comes, doc. And they're like, hey, paisas, because there was paisas there. They goes, that line is gonna go to immigration. And I looked at them, which they were talking to the paisas behind me, and there was a gabacho from Europe and an Africano. And I'm like, man, this fool's crazy, dog. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they freaking set us up, and then they interviewed us, and they were like, okay, well, you know this, that, and like, what the hell? I go, man, I'm an American citizen, homie. What's up, homie? And he's all like, nah, it says right here, birthplace of in Mexico. I go, freaking Huda, so scandalous. That's what he put down. That's freaking scandalous. That's a freaking gacho move. I said, that's a scandalous freaking move because he couldn't convict me on those 2 Grand Theft Autos. I know that's what he did it for, you know. And he's all like, well, it doesn't matter. Where were you born at? I go, right here, the Big G. And he's all like, Big G, where in the F is the Big G? Freaking General Hospital down the street, fool. You know, and he's all like, oh, I ain't no fool, this and that. Like, man, I don't know what the hell you're doing here, man. He goes, well, I'll tell you what. And he's all like, I'll tell you what. If you don't bring me proof of your citizenship, proof of your birthplace, you ain't going nowhere. I got more time than money, homie. Let's go do this, homie. I don't give an F. I don't know where in the hell my birth certificate is gonna be at, but I'll tell you this much. Why don't you look at my record, see how many times I've been convicted as a juvenile, and that should tell you automatically they should have already deported me, homies, if I was from Mexico. And he goes, get the out of here, and he kicked me out, and he put me in a freaking other room, and there was a white dude there, and I'm like, hey, homies, what's up with all this crap? He goes, hey, the cop must have put freaking birth of place Mexico or something, dog, because that's what happened to me. He goes, but I am from Europe. I'm like, damn, homie. He goes, but we're in the release tank. Don't worry about it. You know, because I've never been in the release tank. And then he's all like, we're being released. I'm like, for sure, Holmes? And we don't got to go wait for these foods. He goes, nah, you're being released. And sure enough, about 10 minutes later, they released us. But the system is scandalous. They don't care. They want to make that feria, homie. I've been to juvenile hall. I've been to camp. I've been to youth authority. I have been to the county jail from youth authority due to extra charges and have been to prison. Orale, homie. Hopefully now you're out. I can see, homies, you know? Children are our future, Simon. What up, Art? I'm 100% behind shipping felony. No good people out. Yeah, homies. Well, that's your prerogative. That's your right to ship out people. You know what I mean? But at the same token, too, you know what I mean? What about the ones that have been convicted here? You know, there's more there's more arrests and convictions. Well, there's more arrests and help for Caucasian than there is any other races, you know? So, do we ship them out to Europe? We ship everybody else out, you know? Because if that's the case, this was our land. I mean, if we get crucial and critical here, you know what I mean? I mean, where do we go? Down south? I'm not from down south. I'm from here, you know what I mean? But at the same token, I spoke on this earlier. Oh, thank you for joining my fan club, Donna. Thank you guys for the gift. Double tap that screen, por favor. Simon que sí, carnal. That's facts. Matthew, yeah, it's the truth, dog. You know, I mean, where do we go, dog? I mean, this is... Do you think gangbanging is cool or gangsters were... You're at 35? No, that's too old, dog. That's too fast. You gotta let it go, dog. As soon as you hit 30s, you gotta let it go. As soon as you hit your 20s, that's it, homie. I mean, it's you're too old, dog. You're gonna go get busted and go through time, and you get caught up, and you know, no age at all should be cool to be a gang member. There you go. That's the better answer. You know what I mean? What up, fam? The G fam. What's up, homito? Shout outs from Arizona. Big Dot. What's up, Arizona? Just left a like and a follow. Thank you, Anthony. Arthur. Gracias, Arthur. Yep, the system is about putting a squeeze on you. The American justice system is about punishment, not rehabilitation and money. Don't forget about private corporations and prisons and jails. That's true. That is true, you know? That's a real good answer, Anthony. Yeah, I try, you know what I mean? It's like, look, I disagree with the gangs, homies. I don't care what freaking age you are, you know? If you're there with gangs, let me just spit some game at you, dog. If you're kicking back with gangs or your family members are gang members, or just peep on them. Just trip out. The way they speak, the way they talk, the way they carry themselves, the way they hustle, the way everything. Keep your distance from them, but learn, homie. How can you make your life better? What's the mistakes that they did? Because for one thing, they try to have an organization together, their clica together. That's one thing. Okay, then, but this is the mistakes that they're doing, and this is that. Turn it around and make your corporate, make your LLC, make your structure into a business PowerPoint, homie, you know, where you could be successful, you know, make a nonprofit and use those same kind of strategic moves that they got to enhance your life, homie. Not the scandalous way, not, you know what I mean? It's how much that they love their brother and they hold them tight. They don't that much love, hey. But they don't speak like that no more. It's like, hey, manit. That's what they use now. Hey, manit. You know, with the N, just, I don't speak like that, but that's how they speak now. So just peep on them, you know what I mean? So you can make your coalition or whatever you want to do, you know? They tax us on commissary to mandate another multi-billion-dollar annual. I'm 35. I did 15, no more. That's right, and that's the truth. Your phones, your food, everything is taxed there, dog. There's only 3 yards, homes: the graveyard, the prison yard, and the front yard. That's right, dog. That's right. Hopefully that's Chato. I stopped in front of my yard. That's right, homie. Great to you, my Mexican brother. Greetings from Germany. Oh, the Germans are here. What's up, homie? The street is a myth now, too. Everyone rats these days. There is no honor amongst thieves. There's not, dog, you know? You know, it's a trip, Tom. It's a trip because when you're a child, Holmes, you didn't have the help or the guidance or the support. And it's not that you find it somewhere else in the calles, but you feel comfortable. You're like, feed me, I could be myself and I'd be accepted. And you grow up, Holmes, as a kid and thinking the barrio is the way to go. You think that, hey, that's the homie, we got your back and we're all right. But no, dog, there's no honor amongst thieves, homies. There's not, dog. And that's the truth. You have to realize that and analyze that before it starts getting too late and you can pull back. Right now, one of my son's friends, dispensa, homie, I drink Diet Coke. I apologize for drinking in front of you guys. Dispensa, homie, I drink Diet Coke. Once in a while, when I have it here at the shop. One of my son's friends, it's a trip because when he was a kid, him and his brother, they robbed one of our neighbors all candy and they took off and his daughter was there. So I got pissed and I go down there, and I go down there and I knocked at the pad. I knocked at the pad. Bam, bam, bam. The dad answers up. I say, hey, you got two morals right here on me? He's all like, yeah. He goes, hey, with all due respect, homie, you're the father. Please bring them outside. You're the dad. No disrespect here, Holmes, And like, what did they do? I go, I just want to speak to them, but I want to speak to you because you're the father. You're the adult. So they come up and I said, and I start talking to the dad. Hey, man, you know what? These kids, they brought my homeboy's a daughter, and you know what I mean? He's all like, hey, chingado, ¿dónde están los dulces? You know what I mean? And he scolded them and they gave me back the candy. And I said, thank you, mijo, you know what I mean? And I appreciate it. May you not live this life, Sure enough, time goes by. That's years ago. And he was probably in, third grade, fourth grade, I think. And, about third grade, I think. And he became from the barrio and all that. And, and he didn't hold that against me. I could care less. Now he's good friends with my son. And he goes to school with my son for that escuela, that charter school, and Vato has a jale, has a ranfla, has everything, but he joined the barrio, And I put him to the side when I can, or I give him a ride to his jale or whatever the case might be. I said, mijo, this ain't the way, this ain't the life, this, that, mijo, this is not right to do, mijo, I've seen you since you were a kid, and I've tried to prevent things from happening to you, but you want to live your life. You're not my son, mijo, you know what I mean? But I won't be darned if I let my son live that lifestyle that I lived, and I'm breaking all these things down, and I want you to have a life, mijo. You have a jale right now, and you got your little ramplita now, and, that's the way to go, mijo. Stay the F away from here, I goes, hey, I'm doing it. Like, serio? He goes, yeah, hey, Dad, he joined the army. Like, what? Oh, homie, it got me so happy because, people will speak differently on here about, a lot of raza, not the time to join this and that. But look, homie, if your path is to go to prison, homie, or the service, take off. Es cuéntate, da bounce, fool. And so I think he's going to East Coast somewhere. He got about 2 more months, I think 3 more months, and that's it. He's gone. And man, it makes me proud. It makes me happy because, he ain't gonna get caught up with this crap. And we just been on him every day. I tell my son, check up on this fool, check up on this fool, you know what I mean? And you hear cuetazos, whatever, hey, check up on him if he's okay, you know what I mean? And we look out for our peoples, as much as we can. And that's an exciting news that he's taking off. And that's freaking happy. That's feeding me. I'm happy for him because if not, he would have been the same thing, And he was heading down towards that path. Got the barrio, he's all tatted down, but he's, hey, I made the decision. I already signed up, and I've been losing weight. I've been, like, hell yeah, fool, And I'm happy for him, and I hope he makes a life. I've had a lot of homeboys that decided to take off, and made a life. And some of us, a lot of us went to prison, and some of us went to the service, and you don't hear from them no more. Once in a while they pop in, hey, what's up, fool? Oh, what's up? And they make their life somewhere else, and they didn't have to go to prison, and their kids are following in the footsteps. So it's like, where do you go? What leadership do you have? The barrio prison? It's hard, homie. When you're from the barrio, it's freaking hard. I just hope when they make it, they could be an example for other individuals not to turn back. My children know about my dad, but they are different. That's right. Congratulations for our youth. Yeah, Simone. Good for him. Joining the Marines was the best decision I ever made. Life is what makes of it. Who's that? Sergeant Stacking? That's right, Doc. I'm happy, homie. I'm freaking. We're trying to figure out when he graduates this year, because I think he'll most likely graduate this year, because I think camp is what, 3 months, 4 months. It's just how we're gonna shoot over there to go and surprise him. You know what I mean? We're trying, but I don't know where it's gonna be at or our timing. But nevertheless, we're so excited and happy for him. I'm so freaking happy, and he was heading that direction, and I tatted down, pelona, and you're like, nah, dog, but thank God he's okay. Yeah, that's good, huh? We're happy. I'm 57 years old, homie. I'm not active anymore, but I love my body. That's right, dog. Ain't nothing wrong with it, homie. Ain't nothing wrong with it, carnal. I'm gonna bounce, carnal. Okay, Anthony. Saludos, dog. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Donna, for all the gifts. Thank you guys, and we're right here live today on my office. The show made it. You know what I mean? We're making it. I'm excited that people. Hey, thank you, Donna. Thank you so much for the gifts. Hey, I appreciate it, you guys, for all the hearts, the love, nice mustache, brother. It's me. What? Okay, it's me. What? All right, gracias, homie. Thank you, brother. Thank you, homie. I'm gonna call you today, Simon, carnal. Send lightning bolts. All right. Gracias. You look so familiar. Yeah, if I did any highlights towards your familia dispensa. What's up, homie? How you feeling, fam? Tú eres firme. Ricky Kings, what's up? I'm doing good, homies. A little bit of back pain. I threw off my back on Tuesday, but all in all, we still here, homies. You know what I mean? But we're blessed, dog. But hey, thank you guys for always joining in and tuning in. From Vegas. All right, John. All right, I got you, homie. Greetings from El Monte, SGV. Man, I get a lot of people from everywhere. Gracias, man. Hey, thank you. Thank you for all the hearts. Double tap that screen. That's on TikTok. It helps out. Come by the shop and check out the setup. Simone, homie. When I'm here, hey, you guys are more than... Donna. Do I know Suki? No, I don't. And I don't know Suki, and I don't know Donna. So that answers that. And I don't know your sister neither, nor your brother. I don't know them. How you been, Donna? Anyways, it threw me off. Hey, you gotta be a good person, regardless. Hold on. Regardless of who these people are, you be respectful and lovable to kids, man. Hey, they might not be your kids, homie, but you show them the best that you can, dog. You don't know what they're going through in life, homie. My bad for what, homie? I remember you. You guys were bad. You spend some for the coat. But regardless of whose kids they are, you be feeding them with them, Things might not work out with the parents or whatever the case might be, but you love and respect those familias. Saludos from up north. Saludos, homito. And to your organization, homie. Saludos. What makes me a Chicano? My dirty socks. My dirty socks. From Fountain here. Greetings from Chicago. What's up, man? Albuquerque, New Mexico. Checking in. What's up, man? Juanito's laughing. Yeah, my dirty socks on me. You know, too long to explain. You know, but by your actions of what you've done, represent your cultura always. You know, speak out of the heart. Represent your people right always. You know, not now just because the yellow's here. Do it before they should have came here. You know what I mean? My sangre makes me Chicana. That's right. His chula. Good morning. What's up, man? How's everything? Man, what a trip. That really threw me off. Donna, you're fired. uh, you know, she says you look familiar, and she mentioned a name, and that's when I was running amok, and you know, but nevertheless, uh, nevertheless, um, that life that you live, you learn from it. You know, I had so much love and respect for that family. You know, but when your mind is not right, and your heart might be trying to tell you otherwise, and you fight with it, and destruction comes out, and the rebel within you, uh, thank you, Chelsea. You learn. You get torcido and you learn and you just look back at everything and shoulda, coulda, woulda. It didn't happen, but nevertheless, you be happy for other people that you were able to do your part at their time, at that lifetime. Give it the best that you could, and if it didn't work, that's feed, man. May God bless those individuals always. You go about your life, they're going about their life, you know, and but the destruction was nothing nice, you know. Suzanne, I'm finally relieved. I'm happy to be single. That's right, Suzanne. That's right. We sure did. You should see how good we are now. I'm proud of her. I'm proud of all you guys, Donna. I'm proud of all you guys, homie. You know. You know how hard it is to explain to kids what's taking place, homie? Do you know how hard it is? That was hard, homie. You know, like, God damn, how do I, you know? And you just do the best that you can, man. That's some, I gotta, one of these days I'll speak on that. I never really spoke on that matter. Because I kind of like, I don't touch things of my heart that I shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I didn't do it. And then again, also too, I have my wife and my kids, and I don't want it to be a conflict, you know. But one of these days, you know, I'll speak on that matter, on that case, you know. And you just live and learn, you know. And it was tough, but it was good. I like to say I did the best that I could at that time when I was there, you know. But one of these days. But thank you for joining in, and saludos to your whole family, you know. They would have to ask grandparents and mama and daddy how they did that. That was a good one. Claiming it all. That's right. Greetings from Colorado. Maria, good woman. Yeah. When she's asleep, homie. Right now she's not here, so I could talk about it. Puro pedo. She's at Holly. She's doing her Holly, and she yeah, marriage is hard, homie. Being a father and being married, that's the freaking, you talking about gangsters and that gangster life, homie? Nah, homie, that's gangster, dog. You know? But yeah, Simone. I can't see what it says. Would you ever go to Chuco Town? Feed me. Oh yes, I would, man. Yes, I would. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for like, share, and subscribe. But the hardest thing I've ever did was family and kids and wife. That's gangster, dog. You know, that's gangster. At times I'm like, man, how did I ever ask for this? You know, when I asked God, hey, change my life. I want a family and kids. I want a pad. I want this. I want that. And when I got it and I start getting it and I start working for it, it's like, damn, thing is hard. Harder than going to the joint, homie. Family jackpot. That's right. Classy lady. Yes, it's hard. It's hard being a father, a husband, man, homie. It's hard. Yeah, man takes care of his family. Everything else is noise. Oh, come on, dog. Come on, homie. You know, and when they fight, when my kids fighting, they're getting into it, and I gotta get in the middle. Like, come on, I gotta take out the cinto. Like, what's up? Who's first? Who? And you know what they tell me? Like, dad, especially that little long hair fool. Dad, calm down, dad. Did you not ask for all this? When you were busted, did you not ask for kids and a wife and a family? Like, man, shut the heck up. I'm gonna get out of here, fool. You know what I mean? Like, but it's the truth, you know? That's hilarious, you know. It's hard being a parent. I used to tell myself I didn't want no kids because I saw my friends having. Yes, Lisa. It's very hard. Yeah, man takes care of his family. Everything else is noise. Simone. Oh, I just read it. That's the truth, dog. You know, to try to delegate everything. You know, oh man. Especially having kids when they're young. Yeah, my sister, I think. People from Japan. My sister had her kids, I think, at 15, 14, I think. You know, now she's a grandma. Oh, man. Disrespectful, too, homie. I get the freaking bell like that. But I can't do that. That's my brother-in-law's house. And that's their... Look, to me, but see, that's the difference. If my kids would disrespect my brother-in-law, my sister, and they would, you know, I would really get mad. But as soon as I would get there, like, what's up, you know? And I know that they wouldn't do it for nothing. But if he disrespected my brother-in-law, my sister, oh, he's getting a twice one. You know what I mean? So my kids don't do that. You know what I mean? So I would teach my kids not to do that because you would get a double one. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. You know? Tell it. My oldest is 30. That's right. I could just imagine to try to take care for kids that aren't yours. Yeah. Um. It's not that it's hard, okay? It's not that. Because when it's there, it's there. Tú sabes? But if you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of other people? The heart is there, but the mental state of mind is not there. So you're not able to take care of, be stable-minded within yourself because of the drogas and the alcohol. You can't take care of yourself. You can't take care of other people. Doesn't mean that you don't love them, people. There you go. Doesn't mean that you don't love them. You love them with all your heart, but you can't be responsible like that. You know, you can't be responsible like that. You're irresponsible with yourself to begin with. And now, if the case is different and you walk in and you're there and the kids are there and you're playing Renadad and you step up to the plate, man, homie, salute, fool, salute, dog. Salute, homie. That's even more power to you, dog. Um, I I give them nothing but props, you know what I mean? And being a stepdad, you know, my daughter are 19 and 18. Man, these girls are too much walking around with attitudes. My daughter is 16. She has a nasty little attitude. I say, I don't play that, homie. You know, she talks like hard. Like at times she'll talk hard. I say, you know that tone of that's coming out of your mouth, homie. You better check yourself because that's not happening. That's an ugly attitude, homie. And she's all like, what, dad? What, dad? I go, you might be my only daughter, homie, but trust me. You know I go harder on your brothers, but trust me, I'll handle business too, homie. You know, so check yourself before you wreck yourself. And then she goes about her business, but she knows she gets away with a lot because she's my daughter. But I've dealt with her, you know what I mean? I've dealt with her. I'm 38. I'm still scared of talking about an attitude with my mom. That's right. Um, yes, parenting is the hardest job in the world, and the one we are least prepared for. We do the best. That's right. Uh, it says you can't pretend to be something else, somebody else. No, you can't. You gotta take care of your own. You gotta be. You know what I mean? Uh, it's true. You know, it's hard. Being a parent is freaking the hardest thing that you could ever do, homies, you know, and me, myself, man, I ain't lying. I'm being honest here. My kids will tell you, I want another baby, homie. I want another child, dog. I'm ready. Now, you know what I mean? Financially, I can take care of them now, no hay pedo. And then the kids say, no, hell no, dad. So he could get everything what we work hard for, and it's kind of true, dog. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna go through the tough one. We all went through the tough one, so I can't do that to them. You know what I mean? Now we full-time parents to our grandchild. That's right. That's right. Uh, what's my thought on yerba? Well, um, it's a lifetime. Okay, Venus is a lifetime of Holly Simon. You know. Um, I remember growing up with your son Daniel. You did good job raising your kids. Gracias. Gracias, carnal. I appreciate it. Uh, I did the best that I could. You know what I mean? I'm doing the best. You know what I mean? He don't party. He don't drink. He don't go out. He has a freaking lowrider. You don't take it out. You know? He goes, I want the sound system, Dad. I want to hook it up nice. I want to. You know what I mean? I ain't in no rush. I'm gonna feed him. Uh, on cannabis, it's I disagree with it. I disagree with it. That's my thoughts. You're asking me. This is my thought. This is my opinion. If you need it because you're sick, homie, then go for it, doggy. You know, pain's a mother sucker. And those people that got problems with their joints or backs or their whatever case might be, and it relaxes their nerves and they didn't handle it, dog. But if you don't need it, oh, I need it to function, to think straight. No, you're a freaking liar, dog. You could do it without it. If you would get torcido, you would do it, dog. So, hey, you know, I think it's just a feria to come in and to take the money. You know, it's a whole big old mess. But if you need it because you're Malias, then handle it, dog. I know when they offer me a toque like that, like, hey, Jose, here, damn, I'm 16 years old, fool. Offer me a freaking raya, homie, a freaking wet daddy, dog. Vámonos, homie, a frío to the neck, homie, you know? If we're gonna get locote, let's go all out, homie, you know? And they look at me and they're like, oh no, man, hey, just it's a token. I'm straight, thank you, homie. Even though that I wouldn't take it, but you know, at least go out with the bang, fool, you know? You're right, it's a medicine. Yeah, it's a medicine. It is a medicine, you know. It's a different form of medicine, you know. if you're malias and it helps the bones. I remember I used to get all locote on it, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, oh, damn, I feel good. You know what I mean? Then go for it, homie. But if you don't need it, then stay away from it, dog, because that will lead into pisto. Pisto leads into that. That leads into pisto. Then then the rayas come out, and then all of a sudden the nas thing, all the whole this madre, dog. You don't need it. I've been sober for like 20 years. Uh, I'm not sure if you remember me. I went to elementary with him. My name is Ivan. All right, Ivan. Not little Ivan. Is it little Ivan? Is it little Ivan? I think that's the only one. I might be. He had a lot of little friends too, dog. Respects from the UK. What's up, homie? Sergeant's laughing. It's true, right, homie? There's a little toquecito, man. I'm from your freaking raya, homie. Go all out, homie. Rez, what's up, man? Yes, little Ivan. Oh, what's up, little Ivan? How's your pops doing, dog? Saludos to you guys, to your whole family. One of the hardest thing I ever done was quit pisteando. Been over 2 years sober. That's right, homie. That's right, dog. Alcohol's a mother sucker, homie. You know, that's a pretty heavy desmadre. You know, when you start, you know, when you start doing that whole this papaya, it leads into other things, and next thing you know, you start. Oh hell yeah! Love that jam. Anyways, that Halle. Look, if you're able to take your pistos and you're okay, you're calm, cool, collective, and you go about your business, and you know, and don't get all plaster, dog, all this madroso and all that, and it affects you, dog, then don't do it, dog. You know, don't do it, homie. If you have your few pistols with your wife or whatever, and you know, a pastor told me this one time. Abato told me this one time. We're gonna go out. We're gonna have a little bit of wine, dine, me and my lady, you know, and he was a pastor. And I'm like, whoa, wine and dine, and yeah. We have a little wine here once in a blue moon. You just go out and go dance with the wife and do this. I'm like, but you're a pastor. And he said, mijo, you know what that's called? I'm like, borlote? Like, no, it's called maturity. When you're mature and you know what's right and you're doing right and you're able to take all that and you're able to deal with everything and be responsible and mature about things and enjoy life with your wife, that's maturity. Not to get plastered, not to get all drunk, just to spend good time with your wife and have a good time, you know? Not everything's about church. Not everything's about church, homie. You know? It's called maturity. Don't get plastered. Don't get all pedos. Disrespectful. Just enjoy the night. Enjoy the dinner. Enjoy the company of your wife. Kick back. Go back home. Feed me. Next couple of days. And when it's service time, let's go to service. You know? It doesn't mean you get plastered. So if you could be mature about things, then hey, feed me. And it's true. It's true. I can't drink pisto. Hell nah, homie, I want the whole freaking case. And we're gonna keep on partying all freaking night, dog. I can't. That's why I stay away from it. I promise God that if I could stay away from all that, you could help me stay away from pisto, because that leads into all the destructions of my path, which I know that's how it starts. I go, if you could keep that away from me and that hunger of wanted to get locotes like that, I'll stay sober, but help me out, you know? And he did. And one time they served me alcohol about 4 years ago, a michelada, like, and I never had one, right? And I said, like, oh yeah, you know what, here's the sample. And I had already told her that I don't drink when I came back around. And I said, oh, female, you know, and I thought she would put squirt on it. She goes, hey, I hooked you up, baby. And I went like this, and de volada without sniffing it or anything, like, because I trusted her. And I took a sip like this. Right when it touched my mouth, oh man, my antennas went up, everything, and I didn't even let it go down. I spit it out, threw it out. There's alcohol in here. And she's like, yeah, I thought you were like, oh hell no, I threw that freaking cup down. And I spit it out. And I'm like, nah. But see how clear my mouth, my mind, my heart, my spirit was with that? I was ready, you know? Shot that out, homie. You know what I mean? So if and indeed you drink your little feast or whatever, you're calm, cool, collected, responsible, and don't get plastered, don't abuse it, and immaturity is maturity, homie. I can't do it. One of the hardest things I've ever done was quitting. All right. Yep, I've always been either all in or all out in everything I do in life. That's right. I'm happy you're in a good path. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Oh, you guys are feeding me too for tuning in, man. You know, maybe you don't, you know, you're trying to cut back on something, might help you out. You know, if that's what this channel is for, to help out. You know, nobody's perfect. My name is Anthony. My name is Rockin Chicano. That's my name. God named me Antonio. God named me, people name me Tony. So when you call me Tony, I know that's my childhood name. That's what he named me. That's my name, homie. That's my name, dog. That's my name was given before I was even born. God already had my name ready, homie. That's Mando Commando, dog. My name is Anthony. My name is Antonio through birth, dog. But people call me Tony, Anthony, sometimes Antoine. You know, I don't trip. That's my name. Never for once do I say on here that my name is Jesus because I'm perfect. Heck no, homie. Only he's perfect, dog. So next time you slip, you trip, you start backsliding, doing this madre. Hey, thank you, Diego. You know? Think about that. You're gonna fall, you're gonna slip, but get back up, homie. You know, and your name ain't Jesus, because he's the only perfect one. You know? Finally somebody older homie worth looking up to. That's right, homie. You gotta stay up, dog. You gotta push. You gotta stay hungry in life. You know, all that stuff is just, you know, it's nonsense, man. You know? More power to you, brother. That's right. I'm 66 years old. I'm right there with you. I've been clean and sober for 18. That's right, Eddie. Saludos, homie. Jerry Gonzalez says Jesus. That's right. He's the only one that's perfect, homie. Exactly. Wine was mixed with water to dilute the alcohol. Even Jesus' days, brothers. You know what I mean? That's right, dog. They had they're this Popeye. That's the first thing they say. Oh, you try water into. Yeah, dog. Look, Holmes. Maturity, that's them. But there's some scriptures that makes me think of those times to this times, because in one of them they told about Peter about the Pentecost, and he said, oh, they're under that's alcohol, that's the reason why they're speaking that way. They said no, you know, it's daytime, you know, so only at nighttime is how they would get plastered like that, you know. Now it don't matter, daytime, nighttime, vatos are plastered, homie, you know. Times have changed, times are different. Les vale papa, homies, you know. Look what's taking place right now. The whole mayhem, the whole government crap, dog. Es un desmadre, homie. Some people are on this side, some people are on that side, you know. Some people, you know, they ask me what I think about El Trompas with what's taking place right now. I disagree on it. But I also disagree on the left side too, homies. It's social media and influencers and all that, and what's taking place. They want you to take a side, you know. And it's sad because, yeah, they're wrong for the yellow and all the whole mayhem that the smile was taking place. I get that, homie. But at the same token, they're using the LGBT and all this, the whole desmadre and all this and all. This whole mayhem between both of the groups, dog. The Democrats were shady as much as the Republicans, dog. They ain't even innocent, homie. That's the damn truth, dog. It just sucks because in the middle, Jesus is trying to stand, and they're all using, oh, but got this, oh, but got that, oh, but got this, and try to use his approval like the way they did when they conquered and they colonized everything. Oh, but God, and it sucks because God wasn't about that like that, homie. Oh yeah, but we could go back to the Old Testament. Yes, dog. Yes, the Torah. Let's go back. I get all that part, dog. But when Jesus came in and started breaking things down, homie, he started breaking down walls, homie. Oh, but the Bible's made out of man. I hate getting into it, dog, because some people you're never gonna change unless you really pray to God that it shows Himself to them, shows them a miracle, gets them sick, and they come out of it, and then they want to believe. So we're here to explain certain things so you don't fall into that category. That whatever side there is and whatever's taking place, hey man, we gotta uplift God no matter what, homes. And ain't nobody gonna be perfect. One thing for sure, thank God I ain't the president, dog. That's a hard role to play, and believe me, there's people behind them like a puppet, homes. I know that. I mean, not that I know that, but when you study, it's like, damn. Same with the left side, homie, They're both that far, dog. We just gotta keep through. Us as raza, us as Chicanos, us as people that been here for a few decades, homie, should understand that we don't fall in neither one of them, dog. They'll just use us, use our campaign, use this, and then lure you in to go gaffle up your own gente. Like, man, dog, what happened to our communities, dog? Whatever happened to Brown and Proud? Whatever happened to us, dog? And people are gonna disagree. I get it. It's female. That's your thought. Yes, your prerogative. But for us, we're gonna keep on pushing, homie. We're gonna keep on lifting up our hand, dog. If and indeed it does help you, hey, stick around, man. I always just talk about positive stuff, homies. Help out your people. Stop being a scumbag, homie, and help him out, dog. Doesn't mean that he has to be family. Hey, he's your raza, homie, Got him the best that you can. If he doesn't want to listen, well, there's the system, there's that. He's going to fall into the categories and boom, Hopefully he makes it out alive, homie. If not, the system will take care of him. But all this time that's taking place right now, it's just straight up freaking destruction, dog. And it's sad, homie. It's got you, So with my kids, I explain to them and I try to guide them to the best that I can and have their eyes open. Los ojos pelados, keep trucha, guard your heart, watch out with your back, just be careful, Talk about the e-files. I did on my last live. Look, if your name ain't on there, don't trip on it, dog. If your name is not on the files, don't worry about it, dog. Now, them vatos, chomos y toda la desmadre y todo el despapalle, yeah. But you knew that already, dog. You knew about Hollywood. You knew about entertainment. You knew all that, dog. You knew what took place. You heard about it. You knew about that, dog. So it's not a surprise, homie. You shouldn't be surprised, homie. But long as your name is not on there, you're female. Now, what you ought to be worrying about is the Lamb's Book of Life. That's where you want your name to be at, dog. Other than that, let these vatos go down. There's a chapter in the Bible where it talks about the enemies and the enemy's camp, and they start going to war with each other. Destruction within themselves. And that's what's going to happen, most likely, Destruction within themselves, Do you really think that el vato say, nah, it was, somebody had to do that honey, dog, and it's not, they're going to pay a vato, they're going to pay a jura about $1 million, homie. $1 million? That's 10 years, homie. That's $1 million and some change, dog. As a matter of fact, this is chump change to us. We're gonna give you $2 million. Think they didn't do the holly, homie? You didn't think that You know what they used to do to our gente in Pico Rivera and all that, and all those jail cells, homie? You think the homies really did do that? Heck no, homie. I had a homeboy, I'm not gonna mention his name. He used to beat the desmadre out of these juras, dog. Boom, 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 boom. And he went by a name, the Jura beater. But I'm not gonna say his first name because I'm not here to disrespect his family. You know? Vato was a solid dude, homie. And ate all his charges, beating up Juras, beating up, and that fool was big, you know? And he only had one eye, dog, and he was a freaking ruthless fool. When I was a kid, I would look outside because they lived almost across the street from me. Man, he was body slamming them Juras, taking the baton, and, you know, didn't care. Then one day, when he got torcido after beating the Juras, lo encontraron right there in the cell, dog. They found him like that. From this, you know? He would never go out like that, homie, but they do that, homies. You know, that's how scandalous these schools are. That's how scandalous the system is. So eventually within himself, it's gonna be destruction, you know? So he'll be all right, homie. Just sit back and enjoy the ride and, you know? Oh, thank you for joining my fan club. Gracias. Why shave the sideburns? No, I'm not cowboy, dog. I'm cholo, homie. I'm cholo, dog. If I had sideburns, you know what I mean? And my gorrita, you know what I mean? And my boots and all that. And I'm rocha, homie. Straight cholo, homie. Took cholography 101, baked out 101, homie. You look like my late pops. Stay safe out there. That's right, homie. Oh man, that's a big one. That's word. No makeup name either. That's real. It's passed down name. My son Antonio from Guadalupe. My grandpa. That's right. That's right. Well, it's very nice to seeing you and take care. Gracias, Donna. Likewise. Saludos to your whole familia. Go Paisa on day with the cowboy hat. Yeah, the cowboy hat. Nah, I don't. I mean, I got nothing against the cowboy. I mean, that's what you're gonna. I don't know, Doc. I mean, not that I would dress like that, but I mean, to each his own. If you dress with your little gorrita. ¿Qué pasó? What do you say? ¿Qué pasó, dale? ¿Cómo está? I'm a freaking cholo from the calles, dog. Lupio Rivera and all that with the shaved head. Hey, homie, you from LA, dog. You from Long Beach, homie. You ain't from the damn ranch, homie. But to each his own, dog. If you want to bump to that music, you want to bump corridos and the little guitar and all that, and, you know, more power to you, homie. I mean, that's your prerogative. I don't listen to that. You put that in my ranfla, I'm going to be like this with the USB, because that's what these... But let's bump some freaking oldies, homie. Let's bump some funk, ese, you know? Because we're from the streets, dog. I'm from LA. I didn't, you know? The people, man, when we were kids, I mentioned this all the time. We're kids, man, homie, we'll be bumping all kinds of crap. Shaka Khan, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Third World, you know? Oldies were coming up, you know? All the pop locking was coming in, you know? Norwalk, that's right. Lupio Chicano people doesn't know that. Yeah, he's a pelona, dog. He's a pelona with this cowboy hats and with this little gorrita and raised in Long Beach. Born in Long Beach, raised in Long Beach. If he's born in Mexico, he was raised his whole life in Long Beach because he talks about when he was a little kid. But, you know, I just wish our own people would come on with their own music, you know what I mean? Vatos from Cuba and all that, and Puerto Rico, they got reggaeton, they got all that. What about us? What about us Chicanos, dog? Where do we fall into? Just the regular Latin jazz and oldies? Well, man, I would like for them to come up with something, not no rap. Rap belongs to the Moreno, you know? But, you know, a lot of people from here, United States, adapt to listen to a lot of corridos or narco music and all that, which, you know what I mean, that's them, you know. But what about us? Where do we land at, you know what I mean? We listen to rock, we listen to all that, you know, but I wish we had our own stuff, you know what I mean? Do I only date black man? Nah, homie, that's you, dog. You like the your chirujo, dog. Uh, what does it say? Let's go back. Is your name passed down? Usually Antonio. Antonio respects. Yes, Simon. Um, you should check out the homie on the corrido for the. I mean, if we're from down south, homie, we got no ranch out here, dog. We don't have no ranch, you know. Do they call you sad girl? No, they call you sad eyes for your fundillo, homie. Leroy Jenkins. We got a chirujo here on the line where I was just talking about the left side, homie. Rainbow colors. And he goes by Jenkins, homie. Jenkins, homie. Le gusta el chiqui prestas. Le gusta la manguera. Vato takes it to the neck, homie. He likes to slap that thing around his whole mascara. So we got a chirujo on the line, homie. Uh, oh, he got some big old hickey behind the neck. Eee, homie. He says, I'm Chuco. Oh, wait a minute. This don't make freaking sense. I'm Chuco from BGV, but his name is Leroy Jenkins. No, homie. Ain't no raza named Jenkins on dispensa, homie. But you're faking a fraud and a part-time broad, homie. We gotta block that fool, homie. How do I block this fool? Let me see. Block account. There you go. Confirm. All right. There you go. The faking a fraud and a part-time broad, homie. Saludos. Tell that fool you look at brocha when you talk to me. Hell yeah. Look at my brocha when I'm talking to you. Don't look at my pito, homie, you know? That's right. Okay, what does it say? It's on the tira. This is his name. Let me know what you think about it. Look, big dog. I don't listen to corridos, narco corridos, dog. I don't, dog. I don't, homie. My life was been crazy already, dog. And to hear of poisoning my people, dog, I really don't listen to it, dog. I don't care if you're broke and you're poor, dog. I'm gonna be honest, dog. This is the honest truth. I'm broke, I'm poor. I have a lot of respect for people who made it with their freaking huaraches and made a good life living, dog. And brought up kids and brought up this. Now, you could be on the right and that's the way you grew up to sling and poison our gente, dog. Which is, that's what you want to do and that's fine, dog. But who has bigger balls, homie? Get up at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, raise your family right, or the vato that just wants a quick click, homie, you know? And I made it big, and you gotta respect me. Look at my car, look at my gold chain, look at this, homes. But on the way he poisoned a lot of gente, dog. You know, I don't support that, dog, because it goes back to where we come from, homes. It's just that ghetto mentality. Come up and do, you know, it don't work that way, dog. You know, which is fine. That's what you want to do. But at the same token, when you purchase records and you do this, you support a cause that is destruction within ourselves, dog. You know, that's the freaking truth, dog. When you look at that and you go back and you start analyzing these things like, man, homie, you know, why am I putting feria into his account? And he's talking about all this, and he's talking about what he's gonna do and what he's done to survive it, to do this. Hey, Kana, why can't you make me a freaking corrido of how you came up of doing right, homie? How you were a freaking roofer, homie, and one day you freaking fell, broke your back, came back, and you're like, hey, and you could do that. Damn, dog. Never thought of that. But see, they're so used to the fame, the fortune, the quick buck, and the feria, dog. No, homie. To me, it took me years to get my business. It's called La Chinga, cabrón. La Chinga, homie. That chingale, you want it back? Go freaking bust that butt, homie, you know? Now, if you did do that and you finished up and you know what I mean? You finished your holiday and you want to clean your feria now and do FEMA, do all good, homes, then go back and help out your community, your raza, go do positive things, dog. But, you know, I don't listen to it, dog. Dispensa, homie. And that's just my thought and theory, homie. You know, I don't need to listen to another guy's mayhem, what he has done. And I don't, dog. I lived it myself. So, if I lived a crazy freaking life, all mayhem in my life, Why would I want to listen to another Mayhem live or whatever? Now, if the vato straightened up and he let go of all that and all this and show me, bam, this is what I did now. This is what I established from all that nonsense. I'm straight now. Man, more power to you, dog. And what are you doing? You helping out the raza, dog? Are you building up after school programs? Nah, you serio? Irme, dog, you know? That's why I won't listen to it, dog. And you know what I mean? That's just me, Holmes, you know? I won't listen to corridos like that, dog, you know? I'm not from the ranch. I don't wear cowboy boots. I don't wear hats. I'm from the concrete jungle, dog. I'm from the city. I'm from the one-ways, dog. You know how poor we were, dog? You know how bad it was? You don't see no horses there, dog. When I came into in the early 70s when I was born, there was no horses there, dog. There might have been horses on the Oscars, you know, but in the concrete jungle we didn't see it, dog. Oh, I take that back. The guy with the pony horse to take a picture, he would come and we would look at the horse like, but we weren't cowboy. We were freaking from the calle, state raised welfare, freaking food stamps, freaking block of cheese. You know, that's what we were used to, you know? The plunge, let's go to the plunge, let's go to the playa. Everybody jumps in one car. You know what we used to do, dog? My homeboy's dad, Raw, he used to, all right, you guys want to go to the Quieren ir a la playa. Like, hell yeah. He had an old Galaxy 4-door. That thing was old. It was freaking beat up. He goes, all right, I got in todos los lotes. Get all the freaking cans. Now, there was kids on the side smashing the cans with their feet or a brick, but he would run all the cans over. Hurry up, put them in the bag, put them in the bag. So he would fill up the back of the car and the front of the car. I'll be right back. And he'll come back and he'll have feria for us to get some sandwiches, to get some bologna and bread and the volada. The mom would cook it right there. She would hook it up, feed me, and we'll be ready. So by the time he came back, we just had to hop out with the sandwiches, and everybody would jump into that freaking beat up Galaxy. That thing was freaking beat up, homie. And then we would all jump in there and freaking take off. Ah, bah, bah. It was a straight six, homie. That thing was beat up. And we'd all make it to the freaking playa. We didn't have no horses. We grew up in Nevada. We grew up in the freaking hood, homes, you know? Where the freaking bikes had the spikes on the pedal. It, bam! Hurt your freaking shins, peel your whole freaking skin off. Damn. There was nowhere to go. Open up the fire hydrant, da vida loca. Get the monkey wrench and bust that thing open. And go by as Granflas went by, try to hold back the water pressure with the wood. It would take like 3-4 of us to hold it down, you know, and the car would go by. I'm gonna shower up, you know. So we didn't go up and you would see the paisas, the cowboys at their barras, you know, but you're young, it was rare you would hear that music. It was mostly oldies and funk, but that's another reason why I don't listen to. But caminantes, old music or love music, yeah, you would hear it at the parties. The homeboy's mom's uncle, you would throw it like, all right, and you would just hear it on the weekend, you know, and like, you know, but most of it was just funk, oldies, Run DMC, Grandmaster Flash, the Fat Boys. That's all you would hear, you know. But they clean houses with $500,000. Yes, Simon, Simon. How's my Spanish? As good as your English, homie. I could tell you are from Slauson. Slauson, Swami? Nah, dog. I'm from Norwalk. That's where I'm from, dog. I still live there. I still live in my barrio. Ain't gonna lie, the government's cheese was good. Yeah, dog. It was good, homie. Man, you know it's a trip that, like in the late 70s, early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. I can remember late 70s when we'll go get welfare. You would see the homeboys' moms there, like, what's up, man? Hey, what's up? We'll be outside playing while they're out there fighting with the social workers. Bring your kids, let me see your kids, and they ask us questions. Does your dad live there? Man, my dad was a coyote, he was gone, you know? The government peanut butter, yeah, they gave us everything, dog. You know, that's why me myself, I'm state raised as a kid and as an adult. I went through the system, you know, and it's sad, but we didn't have that feria like that, dog, or nor did we have horses or pigs or chickens to be raised. We weren't fortunate to have those things, you know. The monopoly money in that book, yeah. Orale Molet Street, one way. That's right. La Molet Street. That's where we lived at, Molet Street. You know, my question is, how is there so many gangs in LA if the cost of living is so high? Well, it's not as ruthless as it was, homie, but it was bad. It was poor, dog. But there is good paying jobs here, you know. Memo, viejo ridículo, póngase a trabajar, vividor. Memo, tengo pinche negocio, güey. Se te pasó por la pelona, güey. Tengo un negocio, esta es mi oficina, pendejo. Ponte a trabajar tú, güey, porque tú un día vas a trabajar para mí, güey. Si no te encuentro, homie. You know? Y to hell with your union job. Vas a trabajar acá atrás con nosotros, güey. Si soy dueño, homie. So, ridiculez, homie. Si tú eres dueño es otro rollo, otro pedo, pero tu ruca es dueño de tú, homie. Handle your business. Did I ever work in the fields? When I was a kid, Norwalk was already established. The Oscars of Norwalk had dairies. Semi. There was one dairy left, and the Oscars Torceritos was strawberry fields, and they start building. They start building. They start building. They start building houses and commercial buildings in the 70s. So I was a little kid, and I was able to go with my mom. Now, she was already on welfare, and there was only a little bit of sections where they would come to go pick the strawberries. So my mom caught wind that there was some people coming down to pick the strawberries, and that they would cash you out by the boxes, right? But she said, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go down there and, you know what I mean, just pick strawberries for us. Screw it, you know what I mean? We'll just go down there. Well, we went, and they were at a distance, and she was far away from them, and she picked up her strawberries or whatever, you know. And I was like, man, what is this, you know? And the freaking migra came, and she had my brother on her back, and she dragged me. I was about 5 years old, I think, and she dragged me to this path. It was closer to our neighborhood, and she's like, I go, Mom, what's going on? What happened? La migra, mijo. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, you don't want to get caught up with them. Let's get out of here. And we took off. And at a distance, you could see that they had their green vans. They were different back then. And everybody was being gaffled up, you know. But that was my only experience as a kid that I was able to experience of a field, you know. But to sit there and pick strawberries for a living, no, we didn't, you know. Those fields were probably as big as a football field, if that, because they had already built in the 60s, in the 50s and the 60s, they had already built buildings and houses and all that. Of course, Norwalk. So that's the only experience that I got to do as a kid. I was about 5 years old, and that's when I knew. I didn't know what that name was. Later on, I got to understand that was the people that would take the people. You know what I mean? I didn't understand there was raza or none of that, but you grow and understand. Raider, Tom, what's up? Gracias, man. Thank you guys for joining my club, you know. What's up, homie? This is Big Bad San Gabriel Valley. San Gabriel checking in. That's right, homie. Some of those folks never know what we went through growing up. Yeah, that's true, homie. That's true. Norwalk Indoor 90. Saludos, Guzman, Jalisco, Mexico. That's right, the Norwalk Indoor. That's right. Dispensa if I missed some comments. Your mom was was never on welfare if she didn't have papers. She did, dog. She did. She had everything straightened out, dog. That's why we were on welfare. Come on, homie. You gonna try to tell me my future, dog? You gonna tell me my past? Man, homie, we used to wait for the freaking mailman, dog, down the street. Hey, you got the check? Because back then they would give you a check, homie. What are you gonna tell me we're on welfare, homie? What's wrong with you, dog? My dad was a coyote. My mom was a barfly, homie. She was, dog. She was a fichera. You guys know what a fichera is? Lure the men into the bar so they could drink, dog. That was my life, homie. I keep it real, dog. But then uh, when the vatos would come, the paisas would come with the little freaking pito hairs and all their freaking things, you would know that them people have feria, dog. And if they have feria, she would prepare the whole desmadre there so they could do rayas and líneas through the bar, homie. It was rough, dog. It was crazy. We knew that when it would hit, dog. She would buy a ranfla and all this, and then within a month it was gone. You know, them people partied and, you know, but that's what my jefita was. My dad was a coyote, and that's all he did. I never got to meet him. He see my brother. As soon as they looked down, he never turned back. So my name comes from him, but he had other kids named after. I was named after their oldest son, so he had another name, Antonio. So he just had kids everywhere, you know, and you know. So, Fluffy, what's up, homie? Good afternoon. That's right. Uh, you know, that's right. Yeah, Simone, dog. Um, paper stamps, yeah, that's right. And I ain't gonna lie, dog. One day, this is how it was the trip. We're from Norwalk, homie. All you would see is like gabachos and raza. And you see a lot of raza, but you wouldn't see a lot of paisas, dog. You seen a lot of Chicanos. And um, one day, they had to make us go to LA, downtown LA, and that was like in 70 something, and I was a kid. That's the first time I seen black people, dog. Yeah. Man, I'll never forget it, dog. Them fools have bell bottoms, bright colors, afros. I was like, whoa. Their music jamming and bumping, and like, damn, that's crazy. And you know, I was just like tripping out. And they turned around, they gave us a shot, whatever, for immunization card or whatever the case might be. And I was like that, and I'll never forget it. I'll never forget the music that they had. They had funk, that old school, that old R&B. You know what I mean? I will never forget it. But that's how we grew up through the state, homes. You know what I mean? But we grew up in the city of Norwalk area, which it was around. It was a lot of gabachos, a lot of oil money on the outside. But the inside, they try to always sell you the houses towards the one way, the barrio, the circle area. They'll keep you that in that location. A lot of people try to buy houses. So financially, there was some highlights out there, you know. But as the money started drying up, the more ghetto it got, homes, you know, more bad. It started looking real bad, and it started drying up, and all the gente, the Savanas, the Caucasians started moving out, dog. And that's how we stood there. To this day, we're still there in the valley. We're across the street from the one ways now, you know what I mean? But we're still there. That's our community, you know. We still fight. Now it's changing. We have Chinos, Filipinos, a few Morenos, and Raza. Some paisas. They still paisas, you know what I mean? But it's becoming universal now, you know. But it's, you know, it's pretty good, you know. It's all right, you know. Black and brown, same people. Yeah, dog. It's the truth, homie. It's the truth. But that's the first time I see morenos. That's the first time I seen black people, dog. I'll never forget it, dog. And it was a trip. It was a trip. We're just so used to raza, and I'll never forget the music and their little 8-track player. It was an 8-track player. So that's all they had, you know. They're trying to keep them girls out of West Texas oil fields, nothing but dudes. Yeah, it just you just the way they do it, dog. The way the system does it, dog, is by geographical freaking points, dog. They try to keep raza divided. It's just when you sit down, you see the system, dog. Like, damn, homie, they get a scotcho, dog. They don't care, homie. At the end of the day, lock them up, put them away, and throw away the key, and let the government make the feria. That's why it's very important, you know what I mean, that we have our game together, dog. If you're Moreno, you're black, feed me, dog. Have your game together, dog. You guys lost a lot, también, homes. When you guys do history and study Black Wall Street and all that, Florida, what they did in Florida, man. The majority of a lot of let's break it down. What I've studied, dog, and realized. You're Moreno, you're black, homie, and you done all your jale, you made it to the top and all that. You still secluded, dog. You still locked in, homes. You're not able to move as much as you want to do for your people in case you want to do that, because in reality they'll shut it down, dog. You know what I mean? And every individual that's done it, they've shut it down. Why do you think that vato, the Muslim vato, he has like 5, 6, 7, 8 bodyguards even when he's preaching, dog. Farrakhan, which is the truth, and he spoke on that. And same with our people, but our people tend to rebel and go against each other, and it's sad, it's gacho, pero hopefully one day we could all get it together and we'll be okay, you know what I mean, and make it to the top. But till then, remember, I will always show you, I'm going to show you guys something you'll understand. What's the color of that, homie? People say it's green, it's green. It's white. There's a gabacho in every freaking paper bill, homie. That means it's a gabacho system, homie. As long as you know it and understand it and know how to finesse it, you can make it too, dog. Y no te vendas, homie. No te vendas. You'll be alright. You'll learn how to survive, homie. Try to conquer and divide. That's right. That's what they're trying to do. They always do, homes. That's right, dog. I'm a street farmer. Want some roids, pink, ice, juice, and cheapest price. Yeah, homie. I'll take all that. I'll take that to the neck, dog. Hell no, homie. We don't do that, dog. And I hope you ain't doing that because it's got you, homie. Our gente. You know what I mean? But hey, more power to you, dog. If that's what you want to do. Ever met Little Cuete? Yeah, he lives down the street from me. He lives about like 3 blocks away from me, 4 blocks away from me. All right. He's a gangbanger, homie. He'll fight you, dog. He's a feisty little fool. He'll fight you, dog. And I just, every time I see him, make you, homie. He'll fight you, dog. He's just, but he's cool. He's there with his whole familia. His jefe is firme. His canales were firme. His dad's real cool. I'm closer to his dad than anybody else, dog. But his dad's a little older than me, but he's real firme. He knows music. That's how he got into music. The Latino Crisis is a great book. Every Latino should read it. Yeah, that's right. That's the truth. Read all that you can. What does it say? I'm from LA. All right. Cool, homie. What else does it say? Oh, 3 puntos like spider. I saw you have local pass. All right, local pass. I used to buy Little Cuete CDs. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right, dog. He's a mad rapper. Yo, He's a rapper, dog. I mean, he's the homie, dog. But he does his own thing, dog. You know, it's a trip that everybody does their own thing at their own time, dog. You know, and that's how it kind of is. You know, um, he does him. Little Chunky does him. Sin the artist does him. What's that other vato? Little Sporty, he does him. He does. They all do their thing, dog. Everybody's in a different avenue, just trying to make it and survive. Long as they're trying, that's the big thing, dog. You know what I mean? You're trying. Let's go to Tijuana. My back is killing me, dog. So I was supposed to go yesterday or today, but my merch came down already from Mexico. I gotta be there they're picking it up from the airport, and I gotta bring it back, dog. Yeah, it's a hassle, you know. Everybody has their own journey. That's the truth, homie. I think guys, I should free one sample. Well, homie, we don't do that. Desmadre, dog. We don't do that stuff out here, dog. I've been sober 19, 20 years, homie. You know. Dispensa, homie. Take some MSM vitamins for your back. Yeah, I took some vitamins already, so it felt a little bit better. You know, the only bad thing is it burned my freaking back with that blue ice thing that you put on the freezer, because I fell asleep and like, oh man, I ripped it out. But you know what? Vato still has it, you know. ¿De dónde son toda mi familia? Unos nacidos aquí y los otros en Guadalajara. Hey, Cana, you're going to old school cruise in April to Cabo. They asked, homie, they asked. The one I think I might go to the one with Angel Baby. I think that's the one. They asked me to go and advertise. Skip had some good times back in the 70s. Tijuana, that's right. That's right, homie. Tijuana's crazy. Just do you, you know what I mean? Not for you, but for your profit. I can't do that, homie. I don't. Big dog. Do I do dirty money? The life that I used to live as an individual that did a gang of time? Or do I do clean money, homie? I'd rather do clean money, dog. It's a long road. It's a long trip. It's a long ways to walk. It's okay. But you know what? If the Israelites could do it for 40 years, why can't you, homie? You know? I'll learn some way, somehow, how to make it easier, dog. And it will come through, you know? Best things happen for those that wait. And we're going to keep on waiting. We're going to keep on pushing. I'm not no millionaire like that, dog. But it's going to come. And if it's not for me, it's for my kids. Now, do I do that? Or do I go back to the old game? And the story is the same, different time. Different faces, same places, homie. Institutions get busted. Go do time. Go do this, homie. You know? You know? Earn $1,000 to $1,700 in 2 days. Homie, I would make like 10 grand in one day, dog. Like, why would I want to go back to that, dog? Why would I want to go out there and go poison people, dog? Why? What gives you the thought, the mentality that this older cat is attracted to feria like that? You make it quick, dog. What makes you think? Because I've been through that route? Because I'm down for the game. I'm down to get down like that, dog. I'm still down to get down, homie. But I ain't down to get down and dirty like that, homie. You know, your mentality and your thought is way off, my brother. That tells me that you won't last long in the game, man. You're offering that position within social media. You know, you ain't gonna last, dog. You're trying to be the wholesaler to go distribute to this individual, but you ain't the supplier. You still got a lot to learn, my brother. A lot to learn if you're going to be in that game. Just spit him some game for free, homie. Saved him about 10, 15 years of his life in the system. 2026 not getting away either, and everyone telling. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. That's the truth, dog. My turn. We stronger than ever. We already been through that. Yeah, dog. We been through that, dog. You know? Juanito, so true, huh, dog? It's so true, homie. But hey, it might be good for your business, Juanito, because you're in rehab, fool. You help run rehabs, homie. So it'd be like, all right, homie, I'll see you, big dog. His name is Myth something. Oh, my turn 77. That's his name. So remember that name when he lands on your court order freaking uh, uh, halfway house, homie, right there, dog. Your freaking your sober living home, homie. You're like, oh, you're the vato offering hollers at people right here. Sit down, homie. You're gonna hear this story, and you're gonna hear this, and you're gonna hear that, and you're gonna be here for a while. You're gonna detox food. You'll be all right, homie. And you're gonna go out there, go wash cars, go sell chocolates, and you're gonna humble yourself, homie. Me, I'm gonna do all that? Yeah, you're gonna humble yourself, fool. I ain't gonna do that. There's the freaking door, homie. You wanna go? There's the door. And the vato's too scared to go face the judge again. So he'll go over there and wash the cars and go sell chocolate. Ah, damn, homie. That's the truth, dog. That's the freaking truth, homie. Either you deal with this, homie, or you go back to go see the judge, dog. Yeah, this is what you're gonna have to do. And it humbles you, homie. Remember when I was going to church and I was into their program, and you know, I'm like, man, here you're gonna have to sell chocolates. I ain't selling no freaking chocolate, man. What the? You know who I am? I'm on freaking parole, homie. Don't talk to me like that. And the other homo goes, hey, we know what we're about, homie. Let's just freaking get it over with and go stand out there and go sling it, homie. Man, I'm gonna look at it like if I'm selling scante, dog. What's up, homie? You wanna buy something? And it humbles you, dog. When you're looking at those chocolates, dog, you're on parole. You have no feria, and you gotta do a freaking program, dog. And you're there with the damn chocolates, dog. Are you kidding me, homie? Are you freaking kidding me in front of Food for Less? Oh, hell no, dog. Hell no, homie. Hell no, I ain't gonna do that this mother. But it's this, dog. It's the freaking truth. You go back to your old freaking ways. You go back over there to freaking the courthouse homes. Your parole officer, let them get the freaking violation, dog. No pedo. Go take care of that violation. Do I do this or I go back to that parole? Do I go? Nah, homie. You know what? Kyle, let's go sell these freaking stupid chocolates, dog. I used to sell chocolates. I used to sell Christmas trees, dog. And man, but it humbled me, dog. It freaking humbled me, dog. I would look at the chocolate box. I'm like, man, I used to make a gang of freaking money. Then it starts breaking you down, dog. You start thinking about this. With all that money that I made, I could have helped out people. I could have helped out another individual like myself. Bought them clothes, bought them this, bought them that. But I'm too ignorant. I'm too much of a fool, man, to ever even think of that. You know? I was just blowing the feria, partying, was still working on the side, selling dope on the side, like all that whole this madre, you know? When I could have been helping out. But it humbles you. You look at the box and you're like, yeah, screw it. Let's handle this, homie. And that's the freaking truth, you know? All right, pues, even if they don't clean my kitchen, watch their own dishes. Clean my bathroom, I'll send you them under it. That's the truth, dog. Yeah, it just humbles you, dog, you know? All right, pues. How much do I own for this live? I don't know, dog. I don't keep track of it, homie. It makes a little bit of money, but I don't trip. I own a business, dog. I own a warehouse. I own a business. I probably got close to $1 million invested into the business, you know, and made good money, dog. But it's una chinga. It's una chinga, homie. You know what I mean? But go for it. Go get your job. I just told you this in Opportunity on Live. I don't need it, dog. I'm out. I got my own line. I cut metal. I've established so much, homie. I mean, my name has gone around for the freaking lowrider industry. So, you know, even if you're trying to invest, homie, you know how many investors I get thrown at a week? Millionaire investors thrown at me a week, dog? A week. Investors come a dime a dozen. They're all over the freaking place. But come and do la chinga, you know? I already got it off the ground. Why would I need an investor like that, you know? You want a partnership, you have big money, let's go for it. I'll write you a freaking plan. And when I show them the plan, they don't want to do it. Oh, nah, nah, homie. La chinga just for you just to invest your money? Nah, I'm straight, dog. I'd rather go the way around. You know what I mean? It'll be okay. That way, at the end of the road, my family has their feria and we're straight, homies. You know what I mean? But I do make my money, not through the lives. But anyway, since you spoke on that, hey, I haven't advertised it all day. Rockin Chicano, Rockin Chicano. If you want to buy a Lisa, some foxtails, some raccoon tails, some get back whips, some sirens for your Vicla, your motorcycle, placas or emblems on the side of your car, your motorcycle, some sarapes for your seat cover, some gafas. These gafas, they're already gonna come with the Rockin Chicano logo. I already got them made. They're coming in about next month, hopefully. Go check it out, Rockin Chicano, homie. Rockin Chicano. Well, I gotta go hop on my kids. We're loading up the van. So, hey, much love and respects, homie. Follow me, por favor. Gracias. Oh, they already finished. Hey, you guys finished already? Benji,
What's up?
did you guys load up the van already?
Halfway done.
What's up, fool? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, let's take you over here.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Alright, alright. Gracias, mijo.
Uh-huh.
That's my son, dog. Alright, pues. I gotta go help out these kids on me and my son. You not to sell, you not to tell people you give me some, like, I don't know, dog, you about to get blocked off on me. I don't know who you are, dog. Let me see this vato, dog. Este vato, dog. I don't know what. Let me see. How do I block this fool? Alright, let's go. Spencer. Este vato. I have, I can't get this freaking dude that's just talking all kinds of nonsense. Alright. I don't know how to take him out, but I'll have my wife take care of this knucklehead. Dispensa for taking the time, just Vato just rambling, dog. Okay, you gonna call me? Simon, Juanito, call me up, carnal. I'll be here. I'll be in. I don't think I'm going out tonight, dog, to do a show. But check it out, dog. I'll see you. I'll be around Norwalk today, homie. And much love and respects to everybody. Tomorrow we will be in Rolling Heights, I think, or Tepeyac, West Covina, for that Chopper Fest that they're leaving. And then I'll be in Los Alamitos, and I'll be on Long Beach. All right, pues, much love and respects, homie. I'll see you vatos a rato. Let's go. All right. There you go. Oh man, how do I do this? All right, boys, I gotta end it. I gotta figure this out with this dude.